Hello drivers, today we review the SimJack Pro. It is a 2 or 3 load cell based pedal set and it's available for pretty cheap. It has been a long time at 250 euros for 3 pedals, and at the time speaking it is less than 200 euros, so it's really cheap. And by the way, I often share coupon for AliExpress to reduce the price, so check my socials and the link in the description to my website where I'll update the coupon list. So obviously at that price tag the question is it worth it? Is it reliable? And is it a good value for money? I bought those pedals in June, so I've been using them more than 6 months now. I've been using them for endurance racing online on RFRO. So it is pretty long-term review, and if you like this, please subscribe to the channel. Before to start the review itself, I like to answer a question that people often ask, that is, do we have to buy the hydraulic rods with those pedals? So the first thing is, what is an hydraulic rod? So as you can see, those two parts look the same, but they aren't doing the same. So let's start with this one. So what it is? It is a damper. What you get is here you have oil. You have a small part here with a small hole, and when you push the rod, well, the oil flows through the hole, and because it is very small, if you push hard, the oil struggles to go to the other part. So it is a damper, a shock absorber if you want. So if I go very slowly, there is barely any resistance. But if I go quickly, as you can see, it absorbs the movement, and the rod doesn't come back into place then. So it is the damper, right? It is the same thing as the Fanatec V3 damper kit. It is the same thing as the shock absorber you have on your car. And it's pretty dull, because depending on how hard you hit your pedal, the shock absorber will react differently, and it makes it really hard to reach the position or the strength you want. So it's not a good idea to have it on your car, because you see, if by example you are applying brake really slowly, you don't have any resistance, so you feel it pretty easy to push in, but then you come back and you hit the brake and you don't understand why, but you can't reach the position. It's because the damper is now activated in some ways, so it's really hard to use a pedal with a damper mounted on it. It is a nonsense too, because you don't have any damper on your brake pedal. It isn't behaving as it was having a damper. So the only advantage of using a damper, you may say, well, why does Fanatec selling the damper kit? But it's just because they want to make money. And also the tiny advantage is, I said there is oil inside, so you got an hydraulic filling. That's right, you got an hydraulic filling, but not the right way. Okay, so you don't want it. Okay, it is a damper, and it's not what SimJack is selling. They are selling they are selling this. So what it is a gas spring, and what it does, well, I said spring, so it is basically behaving like a spring. So you can press it. This one is very hard. and you see I press it and it goes back into place. Inside you have a gas. That's why it's called a gas spring. And by the way, if you are making DIY pedals, it is a great way to do a follow pedal, because you fix this part to the base, this part to the lever, and you have the fitting for the follow pedal. As said, it is a spring. It is behaving just a little bit different because you have friction, because you have many things. You see that there is quite a hard preload, but in the end, it is similar to a spring. So now, going back to the SimJack, do you want it? No, because it's just an extra spring, you know. It doesn't give an hydraulic fitting because it is a gas inside. It gives some kind of a fitting, but not the right one. I mean, yeah, a different one. Let's say a different one. And, well, you can order the gas spring and remove them if you want. If you have money, you know, you can test, but honestly, it's not worth it. Okay, let's go back to the pedals. It came really well packed, as you can see, protection everywhere. You have the pedals, you have the control box, the USB cable, and the screws. And we will be talking a lot about the screws. So it is M6 12 millimeters, and as you can see, I didn't use them. As you can see, my plate is quite thick. That's why I didn't use the provided screws. But here you really want, you know, to check it and order the correct screws, because as you can see, with just the screw and no washer, the contact between the screw and the pedal isn't that great. So you really want this kind of screw and avoid, by example, this one, because this type of screw comes with, okay, it isn't even tight, with you know, here it is a smaller Allen wrench, so it is harder to reach once the pedals are mounted. And honestly, the screws would be my biggest concern about those pedals, because, by example, here you see the hand stop for the clutch pedal. Once again, the surface between the screw and the pedal is very, very small, and in my opinion, it would deserve a washer there. But that being said, I could have done it, and I didn't because, well, you know, it's working, so whatever. But I think that in the end, that's one of the reasons why those pedals are pretty cheap. I mean, it is clearly faster to assemble. Okay, that being said, let's go to the overall review. So those pedals are adjustable in many ways. As you can see here, there is quite a big range to adjust. You can adjust the starting position here. You can adjust the end stop, as I said, here. And for the throttle and the clutch pedal, you have here many positions to adjust the strength. You have a preload nut. And if you saw my review of the Simpson pedals, on the Simpson, I did add another knob here because the shaft wasn't well fixed and the tuning could move with the time. What they did there is that they added this thing. I don't know how you call this thing. Let me know in the comment. But thanks to this, you know, you can tighten the shaft in the rod end here, and the shaft isn't moving, so you don't need an extra knob here. And during all those months, I hadn't have the issue of, you know, the setting that just change with time. So you have the possibility to adjust the preload. You also have the possibility to adjust, as you can see, the plate here. But that's the only thing you can adjust for the plates. Those two are fixed. And I think that could be improved. I think that it's important to be able to change that setting. But that being said, you can just change everything else. For the clutch pedal, you have the bite point, and well, my opinion is still the same. Pretty useless. Because if it isn't the bite point of the car, it is a nonsense. And I'm mostly driving on R Factor 2 at the time, and on R Factor 2, where the clutch pedal, you really have to just release it a little bit or it will stall. So, well, it is a good thing, it is well made, but not that useful. And honestly, I don't really care about it, but it is there. About the brake pedal, well, it comes with 3 elastomers, different sizes, but it doesn't seems to be different strength. This one was added by me. I removed one elastomer and add this part. Well, you can get pretty different settings. Okay, almost everything you would want. Here I have quite a high preload because I think the soft part is too long, before it starts to be very hard. But the thing is, I have to change that spring, it is something that you can order easily. I think I have to change that spring for a shorter one. And then it would be perfect. But yeah, they could have had other elastomers. By the way, has been said that this elastomers wasn't that reliable, but it is easy to change or to swap for using that or anything else on the market. The brake pedal comes with a 200 kilos load cell. As I already said on my socials, it is pretty rare to have such a high load cell because you won't use all the range, but whatever, it is there and it is working. One last thing about the reliability or the overall quality is that you have some play in, as you can see, mostly the throttle and the clutch. I don't care about it because once you are driving, you don't feel it, but some people complain about it. And by the way, there is quite a big community for those pedals on Facebook, and people made some fix to avoid that play. And there is also quite a lot of mods like bass shakers or those kind of things. And now we move to the thing I love about this pedal set. It is the control box, because it is made out of metal and extremely effective, to block EMI. And as you may know, load cells are pretty sensitive to EMI. So we have DI-View. SimJack Pros are using DI-View to calibrate. You have the raw data and the calibrated value. So the raw is in red, and you see the pedal on the top, on the bottom. It is the throttle. When idle, it is 6,630, and when I power up the actuator, as you can see, the value change, but it stays about the same, and the calibrated value is still the good one. So once again, as you can see, it is sensitive to EMI, but not that much. You see, you even saw there the same value as in the beginning. So it's very effective to block EMI, and once again, it is really a thing I love. I already used load cell pedals that really needed another calibration when I was using my actuators, and I have shielded cables, I have EMI filters, so a pretty good installation. So now let's go for a ride and I'll give you my last conclusions. Okay, so final conclusion. So those pedals are really cheap. Once again, at the time speaking, less than 200 euros, and well, in the end, it does the job perfectly. I really mean it. When you are using them, they are sturdy. You can adjust pretty much everything, and yeah, in my opinion, it saves so much money compared to high-end pedals and money that you can put elsewhere. So yeah, I really think that it will change the market, because at that price you won't find anything that compares to it. Once again, people often ask, well, do you advise those pedals compared to the Fanatec V3? I mean, yes, just because you have so many ways to adjust those pedals, and once again, there is quite a big community around those pedals, so you can find information, way to improve what you want to improve. I am a DIY guy, and honestly, on those pedals, as you saw, I didn't make any change, because, well, it is satisfying. You can still, find ways to improve the build quality. We talked a lot about the screws, but you will find something comparable with any other product on the market, so it doesn't make a difference, and you save a lot of money. So I hope you liked the video. Once again, please consider subscribing to the channel. There is a lot of other reviews that are incoming, and in theory, next time I should have my screen correctly mounted. Here it is shaking a lot. I have the SAT80 actuators, and people often ask if they can mount their screens on the rig directly. And well, I'm doing some tests. As you can see, previously I had a small screen, and here it is a Samsung G9. And once again, yeah, I don't have any complaint about the pedal. So I hope you liked the video, and see you on track.